everyone, and welcome to M Explores Disneyland Paris. So I went here on my honeymoon. My husband and I decided to spend the day here, and it was so much fun. So we love Disney. He proposed to me at Disney World in Florida, so we felt that this was just like a perfect stop on our honeymoon. We got there bright and early. We were actually at the front of the line, which was super cool to see because we got to see how they opened the park up. Disneyland Paris is interesting because they sometimes speak in English, they sometimes speak in French. So here they were doing a countdown in English, and they picked a family to cut the rope and open the park. Disneyland Paris has two parks, so we went to the Disneyland park first, and then later we went to the studio park. So I'll talk about that later in the video. But something really cool is when you walked in, you got to actually see Mickey. So that was super fun. It was funny because he was like waving to us and interacting. It was just a really nice way to go into the park. This park is beautiful. I loved the look of the castle. They made it to be really unique because there's so many castles in Europe already. This is the Sleeping Beauty castle. We go into it later on, so I'll show some more clips. But the first thing we did on this day was actually ride Peter Pan. The line was super long. They do have this like fast pass kind of system, but it was super expensive, so we didn't go with it. The next thing we did was the Pinocchio ride. We were thinking that if we started with Pinocchio and Snow White and then did Peter Pan, it might have been better for our time, but it's okay. Basically, this went up to a 25-minute wait. The nice thing about these two rides, the Snow White one and the Pinocchio one, is since we were a group of two, they actually let us go up a lot because of the way the seats work. It's like 6 people I think it fit, so there was a lot of people that had groups of 4, so we were able to kind of cut the line, and that helped save some time. Another thing that helped save time a lot was the single rider line, so I'll bring that up when we do those rides. So we started the day in Fantasyland. We were thinking of going to get some food and then coming back, but there was actually a parade. So we stopped to watch that for a little bit, and we decided to do the Sleeping Beauty Castle walkthrough first before we went to go get food. So here's some clips of the parade, and here are some clips of the castle, which is so cool. Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite princesses, so I loved doing this. You can go up the stairs. They have these beautiful stained glass windows. They also have these gorgeous tapestries. They had a cool spinning wheel, where she pricks her finger that was running. So that was super fun. This is all on the top floor. There's a nice view of Fantasyland from the top of the castle. So here's what that looked like. We were able to take a cute picture together up there. There's the owl from the movie. There's just so much detail. I loved it. And then what's even cooler is you can go to the bottom of the castle, and here is this dragon. So cool. I'll just let this clip play for a little bit so you can hear it roar. After we were done walking through the castle, the parade was over, so we headed over to this trolley cart shop to get some food. And then right outside on Main Street, there was a silhouette place, so we got some cute silhouettes of our pets and of us. Disneyland Paris has a lot of walkthrough attractions, so after we had lunch, we went to Alice's Curious Labyrinth, which Alice in Wonderland is also one of my favorite Disney movies, so I took a ton of pictures here. My husband was a good sport, just taking a photo shoot of me. It was just also so cool, this maze area, you actually felt like you were in the movie, kind of running through this maze. It brought you through the movie, so it's kind of like a ride, but you just walked through it, so it was a lot of fun. And this also had a castle that you could go up, and there's some pictures of me in front of it. There's a cool overview of the maze, of the other castle, Sleeping Beauty's castle. It was just so much fun. After the maze, we went on a ride called Le Pays de Content de Fils. Pardon my French pronunciation, but it was just a cute little ride that brought you through. It was a boat ride, and you got to see these little models of these little Disney films. So there's Tangled, there's Winnie the Pooh, Little Mermaid, Frozen. It's just so cute. Like, there's just all these little tiny little models of the movies themselves. Super cute if you like that kind of like miniature kind of stuff. You get to go into like Aladdin's Cave of Wonders. There's Sword in the Stone, Beauty and the Beast, which I loved. We're in France, right? Up. My husband and I both love Up a lot, so super cute. Then we went to It's a Small World. This is one of my, I've only been to the one in Florida, but this is like one of my favorite versions of It's a Small World. It's just so cool and detailed. It seems like it's like updated a lot. I also love It's a Small World. I'm very much a fan of that ride to begin with, so I just had a really fun time on this. I took a ton of pictures, so there we go. They don't play the song in English. I believe it was in French. Sorry for like the jumbled audio there, so I'll have the rest of the clips muted. I think it was mostly French. Maybe they also had some English parts of the ride as well. Again, this was also just a very super detailed, really cool ride. So here's just a couple more shots. Another cool thing was that they had a whole United States section, so that was cool as well. After It's a Small World, we started heading to the Adventureland area of the park. While we were heading there, it was cool. We got to see a couple of Roman characters, or they were probably on their way for like, you know, the pictures and autograph stuff, but it was just cool. We got to see the Queen of Hearts walk out, Pinocchio, Geppetto. It just seemed like Disneyland Paris seemed like it had a lot more character opportunities than Disney World. There's a Captain Hook meet and greet. There was Peter Pan and Wendy, all by Skull Rock, which was really cool. When we went to the studio park later on, they had a cool show with Guardians, and then we were also there during this music festival, so we also got to see this Lion King performance and a Coco performance. Those performances happened throughout the day, so that was cool. We did Pirates of the Caribbean here, Thunder Mountain, and Phantom Manor. So all of these rides are cool because there's iterations of them in Disney World, Florida, and Disneyland, California, but they all have their unique twists, especially Phantom Manor. There's a new storyline here with a bride. It was a lot of fun. So if you ever get a chance, I would suggest checking out these rides just to see the differences of how they do it in different parks in different countries. After we went to Discoveryland, at this point of the day, I was actually feeling pretty sick. About halfway through, I don't know, I was getting a sore throat, I felt hot, and by the way, the weather was beautiful. It's not like Florida where it's hot. I just felt hot because I think I was just getting a cold. So we went on Hyperspace Mountain and then decided to leave to go to the next park, which is the studio park. So much more we could have done in the main park. I will say the last thing we did before we left was actually go to a restaurant called Walt's. So it's based off of Walt Disney's favorite food reimagined. I got like this chicken pot pie thing, mac and cheese, and a cookie skillet. My husband's first course was like this pea soup with whipped cream and popcorn. And then the main dish and like this deconstructed ice cream. He liked it a lot. I was feeling nauseous, so I didn't eat a ton of it, but it did make me feel better. It was good food. I would suggest going there, especially if you like Disney. It's all based off of Walt's life. So yeah, we went to the studio park next. It's super cool. You see the Tower of Terror when you walk in, which is also one of my favorite rides. They have like the Mickey Sorcerer hat, which was cool, with like Peter Pan and Wendy all flying around it. We rode Tower of Terror, and then we headed to the Marvel area. We rode the Spider-Man ride, which is kind of like Toy Story Mania, but you use your hands like you're shooting the spider webs, so that was fun. We also got to see this Guardians performance. It was fun. They interchanged between French and English for this, so I'll play a little bit of this.
Regarde, c'est ça la danse. C'est chouette, hein? Tout le monde l'attend. Tout le monde le veut. Fais-nous un whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Yes. Elle a fait un whoop whoop. Elle a fait un whoop whoop. Tu étais dingue. Dingue, 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 dingue.
It was a really fun show to see. They were interacting with the audience. After we headed to the Toy Story area, we didn't ride any of the rides there, but we took our pictures in front of these murals, which was fun. We went on the Cars ride, which from what my husband was telling me, I guess it's similar to like the backlot studio tour that used to be at Hollywood Studios. It was cute. They definitely had the fun like water fire scene thing that I guess was in the other ride. So that was cool to see. I like Cars, so I thought it was just a fun, cute little ride. They had like at the end, Mater with like this little Eiffel Tower that he made, so on theme with Paris. After this, we headed to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. This was our last ride. We didn't have to wear the glasses like in the Disney World one, but it was super fun. My husband did go on one more ride before the end of the day. I just didn't feel well. He went on that Avengers one. He said it was like rock and roller coaster. But yeah, Disneyland Paris was a super fun time, even though I wasn't feeling great for half the day. They also have a lot of improvements that they're going to be making. They have like a frozen area that they're adding. We could kind of see construction for that. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And stay tuned for my next video, which is the last part of our honeymoon, which is when we went to Rome.